MACD histogram at support. What's up, everybody? This is David Modell looking at the markets. Want to give you a strategy today that I want you to test out with demo or virtual trading. Please do not test it out with real money until you are 100% sure that it works, but please understand this strategy does not work 100% of the time. It is not perfect, so please be aware of that. Respect your stop losses, be cautious at all times, and do not try a strategy out just because somebody in a video likes it. Okay, you got to make your own decisions, do your own due diligence. And if you want more help, if you want some coaching for your trading or investing, you can email me for the coaching at davidmodell@gmail.com. It's on the screen right now. Let's go to tradingview.com and take a look. I've got the daily candlestick chart up for Visa stock, ticker symbol V, but this idea could potentially be applied to 1 minute candles or 3 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour candles, 1 week candles, whatever you got. But again, it is not perfect, does not always work. All right. So let's say you've got a daily candlestick chart up here, and to be able to use this strategy, you have to be pretty good at identifying and maybe even drawing trend lines, support lines, especially support lines, although also resistance lines as well. All right. So let's say you want to draw a support line because maybe you want to buy Visa stock if you think that's going to go up. You put your MACD up there. Now don't forget, these are the lines, right? Okay, so you got your MACD line here. That is blue. That's the slightly more jagged line, kind of jagged and jerky, right? Then you got the smoother line, which is orange here. That's called the signal line. You got your MACD line, you got your signal line, okay? You're watching to see if the MACD line goes below the signal line and then back above it. And the histogram, see all these, these bars here, these red bars, they turn into green bars here, right? Well, that's usually a good sign, okay? Not always, but oftentimes a good sign, okay? So what does the histogram tell you? Well, I've got separate videos on that with more detail, but just a quick recap. When the MACD line, the blue line, is below the signal line, the orange line here, then the histogram bars are going to be red, okay? And they're going to be pointing downward in red. When the line, the MACD line, crosses back above the signal line here, like it does here, then the bars here, the histogram bars, they're going to start pointing upward instead of downward, and they're going to be green. Okay, so you can just watch the colors if you want to. You don't even have to watch the two lines for the crossover if you don't want to. You could just watch the histogram bars, and that'll tell you the same basic information. At least it'll tell you the information that the line has crossed below or above. Okay, so you're watching those lines, but you're also at the same time being aware of, and perhaps even using the drawing tool here if you want to, or whatever your charting platform is, to draw a support line, let's say. Okay, so where's the support line here? Can you see it? I can see it. I see it came off of this level, which is around 52, maybe a little bit below. And then, so that's one data point. Here's another one, bounced off of it. Here's another one, bounced off of it. Okay, came down, bounced off of it again here. I see multiple data points. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this line here. Whoops, using this drawing tool. And there we go. Okay, looking pretty good. Again, it's not exactly 52 for Visa stock here, but it's pretty close. We're going to call it 51.81 if you want to. All right, so I'm looking at that, but I'm also looking for, I like to buy when there's maybe some confirmation, okay? Where's confirmation here? Well, when you get both the bounce off of the trend line here, gonna try to draw it again, draw a little better. There we go. Okay, there it is. All right, bounced off of the trend line, and it held it here. Notice that, yeah, okay, the wick touched it, bounced off of it here on the candle, and then the body of the candle bounced off of it, and then another wick of a candle bounced off of it, okay? And this even has a kind of a hammer candle kind of shape to it, all right? It would be nice if this were a green, okay? If this were a green candle, that would be even better confirmation. But hey, at least it does have that hammer candle kind of shape to it, all right? But I'm looking at the histogram, and it hasn't turned green yet. But look at that, turns green here, all right? So you've got it holding that support. These candles are staying above that line, all right? It hasn't flown off into outer space yet, all right? Hasn't taken off like a rocket ship. And I don't want to do too much predicting. I'm trying to avoid predicting, so I'm going to wait for confirmation. Because, see, this histogram, it's not predicting. It's just giving you information, giving you data based on what's happened in the past, okay? Same with the trend line. It's not predicting. It's just telling you that it is, in fact, holding that line. It's not going below it. It's not breaking down below it, okay? So that's a nice confirmation right there. It's holding that support. It's got a hammer candle looking thing. It's got multiple data points going way back, holding that support line of around 52. And now you got that histogram. It turned from red to a green histogram bar. That looks pretty powerful to me. You can also look at the lines for the cross above, okay, if you want to look at it that way. But you can just look at the color of the histogram bars. Turn from red to green, like a traffic light, okay? You know, you see that traffic light turning from red to green? That doesn't necessarily mean go, but if you've got other things going on that make you think it's go time, well, it was go time here. Look what happened afterwards. Does not always happen like this, okay? This does not always work out this well, okay? But certainly did here for Visa stock. Went from 52 to 56 really fast. Went up to it here with this wick here, this candle wick. Within a couple weeks, could have made a nice profit, all right? You can also use it the other way around. I don't see it here, but if you had drawn a resistance line and then, you know, if it kept hitting that resistance and then falling down, hitting it, falling down, hitting it, falling down, and then you see that those MACD histogram bars turn from green to red, let's say, like it did here. That it didn't happen at the same time as resistance here necessarily, but if you see that happening at the same time, that could be confirmation if you're looking for that. All right. So either kind of trend line, whether it's support like this one or if it's resistance. Support, it would be turning from histogram bars turning from red to green, or perhaps if you see a resistance level that has multiple data points, strong data points, okay? Maybe you see instead of a hammer candle type of thing, maybe you see a shooting star or a doji or something like that. And it makes you think, okay, maybe it's going to reverse to the downside soon. And then you see those histogram bars turn from green to red. That could be another signal, another tool in your arsenal to consider, okay? So I hope this was helpful to you. Something to think about, all right? But you got to have a plan, all right? Otherwise, you don't know where you're going. You don't have a roadmap if you don't have a plan. So if you want some coaching, you can email me. It's right there on the screen. davidmodell@gmail.com, the email address for the coaching. All right, so I want to thank you for watching and listening to this, and I will talk to you again soon.